was David Smith, and his wife was named Susan. And he had one brother, Lewis Smith, that's buried out West Lawn. He was a Civil War veteran. And David Smith was a Civil War veteran too. As far as I know, Lewis Smith didn't have no children, but David had I don't know just how many. He had Will, Jake, and Charles in Pennsylvania. They moved to Pennsylvania, and he had a daughter named Catherine, and she married a Funk, and they lived at Winchester. And then he had a son named George and Dan and Lewis Smith. They're known as Pud Smith. And they had one daughter, Mary, who died when she was about 17, and she buried out on 38 out with John Nelson's. And I don't know how many children Will, Jake, and Charlie had in Pennsylvania, but I know that one of them had a set of twins, and that's all I know about them in Pennsylvania. And Pud Lewis Smith, he didn't have any children as I know of. And Catherine Funk, she had 4 or 5. I don't know just how many children she did have. She had a boy named Frank Funk that owned the Speedway at Winchester at one time, or built the Speedway there at Winchester. And he had some children. I don't know how many. And they had another boy, but I think he was never married, I don't think. Then they had another, and I don't know what his name was. I knew his girl lived in Santville there at one time, but I forget what her name was. No, the boy lived there in Santville. And he married a Woods, I think, neighbor, granddaughter. And they had one daughter, Mary. Catherine Funk had one daughter, Mary, married to Sickles. And they had about 11 or 12 kids. They lived south of Winchester, Snow Hill. I don't know where they all got to. They're scattered everywhere. And that's all I know about the Funks. His name was Henry Funk. But I never saw him. I saw him with Aunt Katie, Catherine. And George Smith had had 11 children, but they all didn't live to be old, didn't live to be grown. They had 4 girls that lived to be grown, and they had 3 girls that died younger. A set of twins, Hazel and Stella, buried at West Lawn, and Mary, she is buried at Deputy. And they had 4 boys. They had Harry, Ray, and Omer, and Carl died when he was about 14 years old with spinal meningitis back in 1922, I believe it was. No, 1923. And let's see, had 4 girls to grow up: Maud, Mabel, Pearl, and Belle. Let's see, I can mention them about the twins and that died out West Lawn, that buried at West Lawn.
Yeah.
So I'm down to now to where you got Uncle Dan's kids all. You got all them, and I Mabel, George's second girl, married Lamar, and she had 7 children, 4 girls. Grace is the oldest. Then Alice, who died when she was a year old. And then they had Violet and Joanne. They were born in the 30s. Then she had 3 boys: Victor, Donald, and Walter. And they was all married, but Grace, she died when she was about 42 years old. They were married. Victor, he had married Evelyn Maynard. They had 2 children, Brenda died when she was about 15 years old. And Rex is 35 years old now. And Donald, he married a Thompson girl, Josephine Thompson, in 1940. And they had one girl. What's her name? Linda. She was born in 47, and she's got 2 children. She married a Snyder, Arnold Snyder, and they have 2 children, Darrell, the youngest, and Danny the oldest. And Walter, he lives in Houston, Texas. He's 62-year-old. And he was married to Lena Beth Reinhardt, and they had one boy, Greg, and he's up at Elmira, New York, and he remarried, but he had 2 children by his, no, he had 2 children, 2 boys by his first marriage. 2, I said 2. Second marriage. No, he didn't have nobody second marriage yet. First marriage. And Walter had 2 children by his second marriage.